Hey everybody, it's Allison here with New Little Life. Today I'm going to try something new and we're going to compare 3 different breast pumps. These are all wearable breast pumps, but they're all pretty different. So we're going to compare the Elvie, the Freemie, and the Willow breast pumps for you today. Okay, so I've already done a video comparing the Elvie to the Willow, but I wanted to throw the Freemie in here too because it's also an interesting option. So I've got a few categories to run through and we'll kind of decide which pump is winning in each category. And then at the end, I can tell you my personal preferences and maybe try and help you decide which one might be right for you. So first, let's start out with the cost. So we'll start out with the most expensive one, which is the Willow. The Willow and the Elvie are actually both $500 pumps. The Willow does have a few extra costs in some of the accessories you might want to come with it. So the Willow pump is $500 and then you could get up to another $100 in accessories like an extra charger, the reusable milk containers, and some extra bags. So that can bump up the cost just a little bit. The Elvie is $500. It comes with everything you need to get going and started and make stuff really easy. No monthly costs there like you do with the bags with the Willow too. So that one is next. The Freemie is the most inexpensive one. Right now on their website it said they're having a sale, so it's a little under $200, which is cool. It said the regular price was $349, but still that's coming in quite a bit lower than the Willow and the Elvie. So we're gonna say Freemie wins that one on cost, but keep watching because there's some other factors that you gotta consider. Okay, so the next category is mobility. And if you've been on my channel before, I've done some other videos, some fun ones, and you know already which one you can do the most crazy things with. But when we compare these, so first we've got the Elvie. The Elvie is great. It's a wearable pump. The whole pump is right there. You stick it right inside your bra. You can use any bra you want. You do have to keep it pretty upright though, or it can spill. But you can walk around, you can sit at your desk, you can feed your baby on the other side with it. It's a great pump. The Freemie you can also move around with. The pump and the cup are separate though. So the pump is probably gonna go on your waist. You can clip it to your pants or something like that. The cup goes inside the bra. You do have to have a tube that connects the two. All right, you can run the tube down your shirt so it's not noticeable. But with the Freemie, it does have an air hole on the top. The Elvie's got little places to leak out too. It has to have that so that the suction loop can get air in and out. So if you bend over too far, it's gonna leak out that hole. You would have to bend over pretty far though. So the Freemie actually is not bad. I mean, you can't do crazy stuff, but you can move around a little bit. You still have to stay upright though. The Willow though, if you use the bags, you can pump in any position. It's completely closed. There's no air vent holes. I've got a video where I did yoga in the Willow and you can watch that. I'll put it up top for you. If you use the reusable milk containers though, it's the same as these two. You do have to stay fairly upright. There's a hole on the top, but the Willow does have the option to use the bags and then you can pump while you sleep, exercise, stand on your head, chase your toddler, whatever. So the point for mobility goes to Willow. Okay, next we have battery life. So the Willow takes about 2 hours to charge. You can get about 5 pumping sessions on one charge. It does have a light that will tell you, if it's yellow, you need to charge it soon. If it's red, you're not gonna make it through a pump. If it's green, it's fully charged, easy. The Elvie is very, very similar. It takes about 2 hours to charge it. You can do a quick 20-minute charge to get through one pumping, which I've done before, and it totally does work. So you can charge it pretty quick. Get about 2.5 hours of battery life out of one full charge on the Elvie, about 5 pumping sessions again. So that's great. The Elvie does have USB chargers though, which is awesome. So you can charge it in the car, on your laptop, in your favorite USB wall plug-in. We all have a million of those. So that's definitely cool with the Elvie. The Freemie pump is the worst of the 3, unfortunately. But if you think about it, it's powering 2 at the same time. Now you can single pump with it and it probably would last a little bit longer. But you can also, if you double pump, this one motor is doing 2 sides, where with these other 2, you've got a motor for each side. So something to consider. The Freemie takes about 60 to 90 minutes to charge, so it's a little bit faster, but you don't get as many pumping sessions in. It says that it will last about 3 to 4 sessions of about 15 minutes each, which is definitely less than the other 2. And I have noticed that as a user too. The battery life on this is not as good as some of these high-end pumps, but still enough to get you through what you need to do. Point for battery life on this one, only because I love the 2 USB chargers, it goes to LV. Same lifespan on the Willow though. Okay, next let's talk about the weight and the size. So with the Willow, it weighs 12.8 ounces. It's probably the heaviest of the 3. The LV weighs 8.7 ounces. So you're talking 4 ounces lighter than the Willow pump. Now, I don't really know what part to weigh on the Freemie, I guess. The pump itself is 9 ounces. That's gonna be probably clipped down to your pants or something like that. Just the little cup that goes in your bra is super light, 2.8 ounces. But there's no motor attached to it like these ones. So the in the bra lightness, Freemie obviously is the lightest, then LV, and then the Willow. So I don't know who to give the point to on that. You got the motor too. I don't know. Okay, a size comparison. So you've got the LV, which is probably the sleekest. It has the best shape too. This is a good breast shape, right? So the point is probably gonna go to LV on this one. But I just kind of wanted to hold these up and compare a little bit for you so you can kind of see what they all look like together. So here you go. Here's all 3 right next to each other. The Willow is a little bit bulkier than the LV. The Willow and the Freemie are very similar. The only thing to consider is the shape. So you can see that one of these pumps is shaped much more like a breast. And this one is shaped a little bit more flat on the one side, which looks a little awkward. Although it is nice because when you're done pumping, that flat part is made so that you can set the thing down and it's not gonna roll around and spill everywhere. So I see why they made that feature, but while you're wearing, if you have a good padded bra, you wouldn't notice that. Anyway, there's a quick comparison of those 3, but the LV is gonna win the look and size, especially while you're wearing. Don't forget too, on the Freemie, you have this cord. So like I said, most people run it down their shirt and hook it to the pump down on below. So you can't really notice it. You can also run it out the top if you don't care, but just another extra thing you're gonna have to deal with. Okay, the next thing we're gonna talk about is suction. So let's start with the Willow. The Willow has a really wide suction range. So it goes from 35 to 245 mmHg. So it has the widest on the soft end and the heavy suction end range of all 3 of these pumps. The LV is very, very similar though, 40 to 220 mmHg, so it's very similar. You don't necessarily need like the most suction ever to get the most milk, so that's not like a end all be all, but just to kind of compare. The Freemie, I had a really hard time finding the suction strength on there. If I do find it, I'll post it in a comment below or something like that. But the Freemie works very similarly. I've used all 3 of these pumps and they're all very similar. I haven't had any problems with the suction style or strength with the Freemie. The Freemie also has something called turbo mode, which I've been too terrified to try, but it's there. Anything that's called turbo, I don't know if I want to like put that on my nipples. Did we give a point for that one? I don't know. I think the suction style, my favorite personally, is probably the LV. Willow has the biggest range though, and the Freemie's fine. I don't know who that point goes to. Points for everybody. Okay, setup and cleaning. Let's talk about the parts of these pumps. The LV has the most parts. So it's got the bottle here, you've got a valve, and whatever this is, you need it though. You've also got the motor, the flange, and the little suction thing. So this one definitely has the most parts. You have to clean all of these parts, except the motor, obviously, don't get that wet every time you use it. It's pretty easy to put back together, so not a big deal. The Willow is fairly easy to clean as well. You really only have 2 parts that need cleaned. If you're using the bags, you just have to clean the flange part and then the flex tube. Super easy. It comes with a brush to get into that flex tube real easy if you want. If you're using the reusable milk containers with your Willow, it's very similar, very few parts to clean and set up. Okay, and the Freemie has a few more parts. You've got the collection cup. This is the part that collects the milk. And then you've got the flange. You'll also need to clean that. And then inside here, you've got the backflow protector, so whatever this is, and a little valve. So quite a few parts there. It's not difficult to set back up, but you're gonna have to clean out all of those parts every time you use it. So the ease of cleaning and setup parts, that one is gonna go to Willow. It's the easiest. Okay, storage capacity. This one should be quick. The Elvie can hold 150 milliliters or 5 ounces. It can only hold that much. It will then start to leak on you. How I know that is a story for another time. The Willow pump can hold about 5 ounces as well. The bags say 5 ounces, although you can pump with the bag on the outside of the pump and fill it a lot more. You also have a lot more wiggle room there. You can fill that thing all the way up and it's not going to leak on you at all. The reusable containers also hold about 5 ounces. When those are full, they're gonna start spilling out, so you'll need to pour those out and then continue if you need. The Freemie cups, however, on the side here, mark all the way up to 8 ounces. So that's cool. That's 235 milliliters. So that's awesome. If it was really that full, you would not be able to move very much because a slight movement is gonna bring that out the air vent hole. So just be cautious there. But this does say that that cup will hold 8 ounces, which is cool. So for storage capacity, we're gonna give that one to the Freemie. Okay, now let's talk about accessories. So the Elvie here on the end comes with everything you need to get started. It comes with 2 chargers. It comes with 2 flanges, 24 and 28 millimeter. They're coming out with a 21 millimeter soon. I just saw on their website, so that'll be a nice feature. You can also get a pack of these bottles along with some lids so that when you're done pumping, if you wanted to just put the milk in the fridge real quick and deal with it later, you could do that. So that's pretty cool. This one also came with a little extender for your nursing bra. So it was a little piece that you could use to extend the clips and kind of make your nursing bra a little bit bigger to accommodate the Elvie. I thought that was a really nice touch from them and kind of just makes your pumping experience with this pump easier. So a cool accessory. You can also buy those on the Elvie website if you want just the little extenders. As far as the Willow, it does have some good accessories that you might want, but they get a little spendy. So it only comes with 1 charger, so you may want to buy an extra charger. You're also going to have to continue to buy bags if you plan on pumping with the bags. They're about 50 cents a piece, so they're a little expensive, but they do give you so much flexibility, so it might be worth it to you. It comes standard with the bag setup system and a pack of bags for you to try out. So if you want the reusable milk containers, you're gonna have to order those separately. The Willow has 3 sizes of flanges. It has 21, 24, and 28. So if you want something different than the standards, like a 21 millimeter, you might have to note that, or you may have to buy that one separate too. I can't remember, but there's 3 options there. The Freemie, if you go to their website, it might look like they have a lot of accessories for the pump, but it's just because the pump has several parts, and they also have a closed system and an open system pump, which require different parts. The nice thing about the Freemie parts is that they're really cheap. So if you need to replace any of the valves and things like that, they're more inexpensive than these other 2 pumps. What I saw on there that was really cool about the Freemie though, was they had inserts for a variety of different sizes here. So if you don't fit in one of the like traditional 3 sizes for these pumps, the Freemie had like 12 options on there, ranging from 15 millimeters to 26 millimeters. So you could kind of really dial in what size you needed. So I thought that was really cool. For the accessories, I'm gonna give that point to Freemie. They're cheap, and the different range of flange sizes you have is super cool. All right, and then the last one we're gonna talk about is the ability to customize your pumping experience. And what I mean by that is with the Elvie, you have different suction levels that you can choose from. You also have stimulation mode versus expression mode. You can control all of that on an app, which is really cool, or up top on these little controls here. It's really very easy. Actually, I don't know if it's got the like stimulation mode and stuff on here, but this is pretty easy to customize. You can do it all yourself. Now with the Willow, it does have the stimulation and expression mode. So it will automatically switch from the stimulation over to the expression when the pump has 0.5 ounces of milk in it. So if it some reason misses that or isn't registering the amount of milk that's in there, you might get stuck in stimulation mode, and there's no way to override that. A nice thing about it is that if you don't even want to think about it, you can just let the pump do what it's doing. Stimulation mode, you have a letdown, it switches over for you. You just keep on with your life. So pro and con there. With the Freemie, it's a lot more like your traditional pump. So I've got the one with the LED screen here. You can also set some presets. So you can set your favorite settings to a preset, which is actually pretty cool. You can adjust the suction as well as the speed cycle that it's going. So how fast it's going and how strong it's sucking. You can customize way more on the Freemie if you want a lot more options on kind of what you're doing during your pumping session. Might be good and bad. I'm not really sure who gets that point either. They're all just different. So all three of these pumps have parts that are dishwasher safe to clean, which is awesome. And they all make your life a little bit easier while you're trying to be a pumping mom. Like, you just want to put something in there and go. I get it. One cool thing about the Freemie is that it's compatible with other pumps. So here, look, you can pull out the pump you got through your insurance, hook this bad boy right up to your pump, and there you go. Now you've got the hands-free cups with the pump that you've already got. So that will give you a little bit more flexibility. So you don't have to buy the entire Freemie setup to use it. You can buy just the cups, and it's cheaper just to buy the little cups on Amazon or their website. I'll put links for all this stuff down below, so make sure you check the description. So if you really want to try a wearable cup style, but you don't want to fork out the money for one of these big systems, get one through your insurance and then grab some cups and try it out that way. This is obviously not as portable to move around as this or this. But you get the idea. You could easily throw something like this in your purse though. Just as a side note, a lot of insurance companies are covering these 3 pumps, or at least a portion of them. So I'll put some links down below so you can check and see if your insurance company covers one or all of these. That might help make your decision as well too. A lot of moms are buying one of these as a second pump to the one their insurance also got them, which I totally get. So which one is for you? I wish I could give you a solid answer, but are you looking for the most cost-effective option? Are you looking for the most flexibility in what you're doing while you're pumping? Are you looking for the gentlest, kind of softest and good breastfeeding or pumping experience that you can find? I don't know. So it kind of just depends on your budget, how much you're going to be pumping, what that looks like for you, and then you can kind of make a decision on which pump might work best for you. Again, lots of links down below, and you can join our Facebook group if you want more specific help. I'm over there, and lots of other moms can help you choose a pump. That's specifically what the Facebook group is for. So I hope we see you over there. Leave some comments down below if you have questions, and I'll try and answer them for you. We'll see you on the next video.